How's it going, everyone? It's Joe from Joe's Thrill Journeys. Just arrived to Six Flags over Georgia. This is a park that has 12 roller coasters, but only 11 in operation right now. I have a general idea of what to expect here. There's a B&M Hyper, there's a Batman clone, there's an RMC iBox, and a few other extreme coasters that I'm looking forward to. I have a few hours to spend here, but I have a hard out at 6 p.m. because I have a flight to catch. So I'm going to just get right in. Currently it's around 11 a.m. The park opens at 11 a.m., so we're right on time. And yeah, we're just going to go in. I'm not going to really look at any maps. I'm going to just go to the right and then ride all the coasters in that area and then just kind of work my way around the park. So should be a fun day. Feeling a little bit better today. I ate this morning. I took some Dramamine, which is my medicine that helps me stay upright while I'm riding these coasters. I didn't take it yesterday and it was super hot, so I'm feeling a little bit better this morning. Let's get the day started. All right, our very first coaster today is going to be another RMC. We did Air Force 1 yesterday and that was insane. This one's going to be more like Wicked Cyclone. It's called the Twisted Cyclone, and I was looking at the stats. It's very, very similar to the one that we have in New England, so I'm looking forward to doing this one. And yeah, it should be a great way to start the day. All right, first ride of the day, Twisted Cyclone. Yeah. For the freedom. All right, here we go. Let's do it. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's sick. Yeah. Oh man, that thing slaps. Another RMC iBox done. This one was pretty solid overall. Not one of my favorite RMCs. I could probably name about 4 or 5 that are better off the top of my head. But this was solid. A couple things to note. They in the front row they have the kid seat belts. They were pretty small, so I had to move to the second row. Which honestly, I prefer the second row on the RMCs, especially after Air Force 1 yesterday. But overall, it was a solid ride. Every element had purpose, like always, and it has those classic RMC elements that you love. Solid first drop, unpredictability. They always turn you one way and then they kind of flip you the other, which is kind of nice on RMCs, and you never really know what to expect when you're riding one. So I enjoyed it. If I have time later, I'll do a second ride on it. But because I'm limited on time today, I'm going to try to get on everything else first and then worry about re-rides later. So I'm going to continue going straight from this ride. There's a tunnel over here. I'm not really sure where it's going to lead to. But yeah, we're going to just keep going. Our next coaster of the day is going to be the Mine Train by Aerodynamics. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that name. I have an idea of what it is, but I don't want to make it sound so wrong that it's funny. So without further ado, let's head over to the entrance, which is that way. All right, the Aero Mine Train. Back row. Yeah. Solid ending to the ride. Alright, just got off of the Arrow Mine Train here at Six Flags Over Georgia. This is a pretty solid family ride. It's nothing too crazy or intense. Pretty tame actually. Although I will say at the very end, there's a nice little drop into a tunnel that was pretty cool. And that was a solid moment I wasn't expecting, but overall there was nothing really too noteworthy about this ride that I could think of. So I'm glad I got on it just because I'm going for some credits here, but nothing too crazy. So let's just keep the day moving. Alright, now we have entered the DC themed area. There is one coaster that's open here, the Joker Funhouse. Georgia Surfer is also over here. We might check out what it looks like over there, but it's definitely closed. It's not opening all year. But we're going to do the Joker Funhouse for now. It's one of the more tame rides here, but that's okay. We're going to just take a break and do it. Well, I got to the main entrance of the Joker Funhouse, and unfortunately it's closed, so we will not be doing it for today. Oh well, not the end of the world. It's not one of the extreme ones, so fine by me. Alright, so unfortunately the Joker Funhouse is not opening today. Apparently there's people doing work on the track or something. I'm not really too sure what's going on with it, but it's definitely not open. Another ride that's not open is the one right next to it, the Georgia Gold Rusher. And this is a ride that opened last season, and there's already some issues with it. It's closed for the entire season. I'm not totally sure what the reasons for that are, but anyway, since it's closed, we're going to head over to the one behind it. Not really sure which one that is yet, but we will see once we get over there. Actually, I think I do know what's over here. Considering we're in the DC themed area, it looks like it's going to be Superman Ultimate Flight, and it's very similar to the one that's at Great Adventure and Six Flags Great America in Chicago. So I've done these before, and should be fun to do. Let's do it. Why does it feel like every time there's an issue with the ride, I'm the next person in line? Have to talk about it. Superman Ultimate Flight. Here we go. Yeah! Oh boy. Yeah! Whoa! That's the first time. This is sick. Of course. That was a weak of course. Superman Ultimate Flight. So the train that was before me got stuck, and we had to wait for maintenance to come up, and it took about 30-ish minutes for them to fix the issue with the train. It wasn't automatically putting them from the flying position to a seating position, so we had to wait for them to fix that, and then eventually they wound up taking the first train off and putting a different train on, and I was the first rider, one of the first riders on the new train for the day, and solid ride overall. That dive at the start is awesome, one of my favorites on a coaster like this, and the rest of it was just kind of average. There wasn't really too many other drops. It was more just laterals left to right, which was solid. It felt good because the breeze was really nice, and overall it was a solid ride. I've done this before at a few other parks. Six Flags Great Adventure has one, and Six Flags Great America in Chicago also has one. And there's also a different kind of ride, but similar style. Manta at SeaWorld Orlando is similar as well. So now I'm going to go head over to this Great American Scream Machine, and there's also a blue ride over here as well. I'm going to dump these two out, and then I might try to take a break because I'm getting a little hot, and it's pretty hot out today. So not sure exactly the way to get to this coaster. I'm going to just try to walk around and find it. So I will see you guys when I get. All right, this is the Great American Scream Machine. This is the Philadelphia Trophy and Company wooden coaster. Other than that, I don't really know much about this. There was one of a similar name at Great Adventure, but a completely different ride type and manufacturer. So here we go. It's the Woody CTC. Let's do it. Yeah! A lot of airtime here. It's coming up. Oh, I love the view. Love the view. 4 drops. Here we go. Yeah! Oh my God. Oh, that is a classic Woody. Love to see those. That was awesome. Before I forget, I wanted to point out that the Great American Stream Machine, this Woody that I just rode, is actually an ACE landmark. And ACE recognizes the Great American Stream Machine at Six Flags Over Georgia as an ACE coaster landmark, a designation reserved for rides of historic significance. 2 years after Six Flags Over Georgia opened to the public, new park manager Errol McCoy envisioned a Coney Island-style addition to the park, including a large Woody and a parachute drop ride. However, his concepts did not come to fruition immediately, owing to other corporate ideas for the park at the time. Following the change of the Six Flags ownership in the 1970s, McCoy resurrected his dream and proceeded with building a large wooden coaster to anchor the newest expansion section of the park, Cotton States Exposition. The new area, featuring a turn-of-the-century Georgia Fairgrounds theme, opened in March 31st, 1973. Noted designer John C. Allen of the PTC company drafted a beautiful 100-foot 5-tall, 38,000-foot L-shaped out-and-back creation along and over a picturesque lakefront setting. Allen was assisted by structural engineer William L. Cobb and consultant Don Rosser in the design. Construction was headed by Robert Cohen and PTC's James Martz. Featuring a top speed of 57 miles per hour, Great American Stream Machine provides a beautiful patriotic backdrop to the area with its extensive white structure, blue handrails, and the red track bed. 2 PTC-built trains painted to resemble the American flag carry out the theme. ACE applauds Six Flags Over Georgia for its continued preservation of the Great American Stream Machine, the first Woody coaster to be built in a Six Flags theme park. This is actually the first Woody coaster to be built at a Six Flags theme park. I did not know that. That is news to me. Pretty cool. Presented by American Coaster Enthusiasts during the 2017 ACE Preservation Conference on May 21st, 2017. Did not know that this is the first Woody in a Six Flags park. That's pretty cool. And it did remind me a little bit of Coney Island with all the drops that it had too. So kind of nice. Nice little piece of history there. Next up, we have Blue Hawk, and this is a clone or the same model type as one of my least favorite rides of all time, Ninja at Six Flags St. Louis. This is the Tacoma MK1200, and when I did this ride at St. Louis, I was not a fan of it. It was very old. There was nothing exciting about it. It was a little bit rough, in my opinion. So hopefully that this one's in better condition than that one, because I mean, it does look a little bit newer, but I'm not really sure. We'll have to find out once we get up there. But Tacoma is known for some pretty good coasters throughout the world these days. So hopefully this is a little bit better than the one at St. Louis. I'm a little skeptical though. We'll see how it goes. This is Blue Hawk here at Six Flags Over Georgia. I love the paint. The ride itself, I'm not a fan of this model, but here we go. Oh my gosh. Pretty sure it's a Tacoma, but it feels like an arrow. It does have better restraint, which helps. Solid ride. Blue Hawk here at Six Flags Over Georgia felt more like an arrow ride than a Tacoma, but overall it was a solid ride. The restraints definitely helped. I wasn't banging my head around like I usually do on those kind of rides, which is kind of nice. And overall it was solid. The wind felt nice. Lots of loops on that one. It was pretty cool. I enjoyed it. But yeah, I did pretty much everything in this section. I'm going to walk around for a bit. I might try to take a break and really fill up my water bottle because I ran out of water and ice. It's pretty hot out here today, so I want to make sure I'm staying hydrated. And we're doing okay on time. We're about halfway done with all the coasters. Most of them are clones of other things that I've done already, which is kind of nice. So I'm going to try to get on the Hyper, the Batman clone at some point. Those I definitely want to do before I get out of here. And then there's also a Dressler Eurofighter at some point. I don't know where it is. I would like to get on that. And then there's like a B&M, an old school B&M that's not a floorless, somewhere around here as well. So I'm gonna walk around for a little bit and try to find some water and take a break and get on those. I have to be out of here by 6 o'clock today, so it's about 1:30 p.m. right now. I'm doing right on time. The next coaster of the day is gonna be the Daredevil Dive. This is a Dressler Eurofighter. I did one of these models back when I was at Six Flags Darien Lake. This version is a custom version, so it's not quite the same, but it's the same general concept, which is mostly relying on that first drop and then a few inversions after that. So it should be fun. I'm looking forward to it. Right next to it is Goliath. I'm going to try to save that for the end of the night because I want to end down a bang, but I also want to get on it before the rain comes too. So I might do it right after this. We'll see. But first, Daredevil Dive. Daredevil Dive. Dressler Eurofighter. It goes straight up, straight down, to a vertical. Oh boy. Here we go. Whoa! Yes. Oh yeah, whoa! Yeah. Oh boy. Whew. Whoa! Some sick hang on there. Just as expected. Nice. Daredevil Dive was awesome. You don't really get that feeling of going straight up on roller coasters all that often, unless of course it's a Eurofighter, which I love these. There's not too many that I've been on so far. The one that comes to mind was the one from Darien Lake that I did last season, and that was a lot of fun. That was the first one that I ever did that I remember doing. This one was awesome. The feeling of going straight up is something else. You can't really, like I said, it's hard to replicate that on coasters these days, but I enjoyed it. So now I think my plan is I'm going to do either the Riddler's Mindbender or Batman the Ride, whatever I see first, and then I'll do the other, and then I'll come over to what's behind me, and that is Goliath. And then there might be one more that I still have to do, but we'll see if there's time for that. So let's just get on over to Batman in that area. Next up is going to be the Riddler Mindbender. This is a short stop. All I know is that it goes like 80 feet tall, not too fast. Other than that, I really don't know anything about this one, so it's going to be a new one for me, and let's just see how it is. Yeah. A little bit. Whoa! Oh, rough stop. Riddler Mindbender, solid coaster overall. A little bit rough in some areas. Specifically, there's this one part by the water that was a little bit rough, and then the ending was brutal. They just put a hard stop on the brakes, and you just get lunged forward. It hurts a little bit, but that's okay. Every now and then you'll find those on rides. Next, I'm gonna do Batman the Ride, and then we'll go from there. All right. Another Batman the Ride going. These are all over February. Most notably Great Adventure, St. Louis, and Great America that I've been on, as well as several other parks in the city. This one's got some nice features. I like it. Here we go. Yikes. Oh man, that was rough. All the headbanging and the speed was not great. The speed was solid, and I like the paint on this one, but this is one of the more rough Batman rides that I've been on. There's definitely better ones. Unfortunately, this one was not one of the better Batman clones, in my opinion. So we're doing great on time. I pretty much rode every major ride here, except Goliath and the Scorcher, which I don't even know where the Scorcher is, so I gotta find that. But it's only like 3 o'clock right now. Not even, it's like barely 2:45. And we have another 3 hours to do pretty much anything now. So I'm gonna take a little break, try to find some shade, and then hit up the Goliath and see what time it is from there. Okay, after taking a break inside here at this little diner area, it was nice to see some indoor seating and get some nice fresh water with ice. It is time to ride both the Scorcher and Goliath before we have to head out. I'm going to see how long the line is for both, make a decision on what to do first, but let's just enjoy this drop from Goliath before we do anything. I love these hypercoasters. Last coaster of the day is going to be the Scorcher. This is a B&M stand-up. There's a look at the seat right there. I've done the Green Lantern at Great Adventure, which is now closed. It should ride pretty similar to that. So let's just get on and do the ride. Scorcher. This is a stand-up. Not the most comfortable seating. Let's see how it goes. Oh jeez. Oh man, that was bumpy. Georgia Scorcher. That might be the worst B&M coaster I've ever been on. Holy crap. That was bad from start to finish. First of all, they only give you like 20 seconds to even get into your seat before the train locks, which if you have a bag, that's not even enough time to put your bag down and then get back to your seat. It's kind of annoying because the train that was there before me had like closed seats, so I had to like squeeze through, and then I barely had enough time. I had to ask them to unlock it for me, and then they take like 10 minutes. It feels like 10 minutes. It's probably more like 3, but it feels like 10 to actually get everybody secured, situated, and ready to go. But then the ride itself has one of the worst B&M rattles there is. There's nothing fun about that ride. I didn't enjoy it, and it was also very uncomfortable seating. Well, really you're standing. But just the whole concept is bad. I don't like it. Get it out of here. If I never have to do a B&M stand-up again, I will be happy. But yeah, that was awful. So I only have one more ride to do, and that is Goliath, which is right in front of me. I'm going to walk over there and try to get on it real quick. Let's do it. Okay, we are in the front row of Goliath here at Six Flags Over Georgia. This is probably my last time today. We're going to end it with a bang. Let's do it. This is a B&M hiker. And I'm here for it. Oh yeah. Let's go! More floater! Let's go! And that is how you end a day here at Six Flags Over Georgia. Goliath is one of the better B&M hypers that I've been on for one main reason. There's not a mid-course brake run, and you don't really know when it's going to end. It's kind of nice. You kind of just have a bunch of floater air time, lots of hills, a couple of helixes, and then there's like an outer bank or an inner bank toward the end, which is kind of nice. And overall, it was a solid addition to the park. It's probably my favorite ride here of the day. But anyway, that is going to wrap up the day here. That's going to wrap up this mini 2-day trip to Georgia. I had a blast. It's just super hot here. It's kind of hard to stay going the whole time. You got to take breaks and pace yourself a little bit. But I survived. We did it. And I still have a good hour and a half before I actually have to leave. So I'm going to take my time getting out of here. I don't think I'm going to do any re-rides because it's just too hot. And I did everything I wanted to already. So I'm kind of fine without doing any re-rides. But yeah, I enjoyed the day. It was great. Definitely better than sitting at home doing nothing. So I'm kind of glad that I made it out here for Air Force One yesterday and then this park today. All right, as I am walking out of Six Flags Over Georgia, I just wanted to give some final thoughts on the park. Overall, a very solid collection of coasters. Definitely a lot to do. You can do them all in one day, no doubt about that. You don't really need a fast lane either. I was able to do everything, didn't have a fast lane. And honestly, I still had a few hours to kill before the end of my day too. So you definitely don't need a fast lane if you come on a weekday. I'm not sure how it is on the weekends. Today is a random Thursday. But yeah, it was a good day. I enjoyed it. Some of the ride-ups not really that great overall. But the park as a whole was fun. If I had to give the top 3 rankings right now, definitely Goliath number 1. Number 2, probably Scream Machine. And number 3 is Twisted Cyclone. I think that's my ranking. Maybe number 2 and number 3 switch. But yeah, overall, solid day at the park. Definitely come here if you're in the area and you love theme parks and thrill rides. All right, I made it to my car area, And it's a good thing that I left when I did, because not only is it thundering out consistently, I'm pretty sure that was just lightning as soon as I hit record. So they're not running any rides right now. And honestly, I didn't really want to do any V rides either. It's just a bit too hot. I did everything I wanted to do. I had a great day. But yeah, so it's currently around 5 o'clock right now. There's supposedly some rain coming in, as you guys can tell by these clouds. So I'm gonna try to get some food off somewhere randomly in the area. I'm not sure yet exactly where. And then I will make my way over to the rental car place at the airport. I will drop my car off, and then I will get to my gate as soon as possible. I might get there a few minutes early. A few hours early, I should say, but you know what, that's okay. I'd rather be early than late because it's a pretty huge airport and I don't want to get lost. So yeah, okay, rental car has been dropped off. I am making my way over to the SkyTrain. We're gonna hop on the SkyTrain and then head over to security and then get to the gate. And we are plenty early. The flight doesn't leave till 9:30 and it's not even 6:30 yet, so we're about 3 hours early. We got plenty of time. All right, we made it to Domestic Terminal South. I think I'm B10, but I gotta get through security first. All right, I made it to the entrance of Atlanta Security. There's a decent line, but we got plenty of time, and I've seen worse, so I'm not too worried. Just made it through security, and now we are heading to Concourse B. It shouldn't be too far. I got a message that my gate might have changed, but then it changed back to what it was. So I'm gonna have to figure out which gate exactly we are going to. It could be either B10 or B22. I'm not too sure right now. I think it's B10, but who knows. Seems like we got to take a shuttle to Concourse B, which that's totally fine. Did not know that. But this airport is pretty huge, so I'm not surprised. All right, I have made it to the general section of where I'm supposed to go. We are at Concourse B, and B10 is straight ahead. We are still B10. There, I did get a text that said the gate changed, but then it changed back to B10, so that's why I was confused before, but we are all set. I'm gonna head over to B10 and just set up shop because we got about 2.5 hours before we board, so yeah, I'm still pretty early, but it's okay. All right, I have finally made it back to my car here at Bradley International Airport, but man, it was a journey to get here, that's for sure. So originally this flight was supposed to leave at 9:31 p.m. yesterday, which was Thursday, but then there was a delay because the pilots were running late from wherever they were coming from. They didn't specify. They were citing weather as the main issue, but then eventually it was like 10:45 when we finally started boarding, but we got onto the plane and then they had us sit there for a good like 2 hours because first of all, the pilots, so when we started boarding, the pilots had just gotten to Bradley, but the issue was it was like the end of their shift and they didn't have time to do our flight, so they had to find replacement pilots, which took them a little bit to find their replacements and find where they were in the building to get them to our area where they needed to be. So that was about the, I don't know, hour wait for that. But then also the plane was like super hot. The air conditioner was not working. So we had to wait for maintenance to help with that, which took forever. And we didn't wind up leaving Atlanta until around 12:30 a.m. This morning, which is 3 hours after it was supposed to leave. And we were sitting on the plane that didn't have a working AC unit for about, I don't know, 2 hours or so. It's just kind of ridiculous, man. I mean, what's up with that? I don't know. But anyway, it was a crazy experience, but I did finally reach Bradley. I'm right in front of my actual car here. I'm going to drive home and I'm just going to crash. I'm going to fall right asleep. I was trying to sleep on the plane, but I couldn't because it's just awkward sleeping while you're sitting. So I can't wait to get home, but I just figured I would share that story with you guys because it was pretty crazy how long they made us wait on the plane. There was no AC and it was nuts. But yeah, thank you again for watching these videos. Hopefully you enjoy it. If you like these travel stories, be sure to stay tuned. I got more coming. But until next time, guys, thank you all for watching. And I hope to see you guys in the next video coming sooner than you think. Have a good one.